Are you craving a winter wonderland escape? Imagine cozying up by a crackling fireplace in the charming Tremblant Resort Village while pristine ski slopes beckon right outside your door. In this video, we're taking you to this magical winter paradise in Quebec. It's worth noting that the ski resort is named Tremblant, while the surrounding area is referred to as Mont Tremblant. The broader region is known as the Laurentians. This is the best way to explore a little bit of everything. Montreal and Ottawa have airports, so you can fly in, rent a car, and head to the Laurentians. Depending on the weather, driving times vary from about an hour and 30 minutes to an hour and 45. All right, let's talk a little bit about the history of this resort.
Tremblant has a long and fascinating history. Everything pretty much started with a guy named Joseph Bondurant Ryan, a wealthy American, an explorer, who actually came to the region in 1938, and he actually fell in love with the area, and he climbed the actual mountain with wind skis and old seal skins strapped to his skis. That was the way back in the days. They were tough. Made it to the top in hours and enjoyed that beautiful view on the region. And right off, said to his partners, I'm gonna make an international resort here. I'm gonna transform this beautiful scenery into an international resort. And his dream actually came true the next year in 1939, when he opened that ski hill, because it was only a ski hill, installed a mechanical chairlift, which was amazing back in the days. And pretty much the rest is history. But everything started in 1938. So there's a very strong, adventurous and skiing story to that place called Tremblant now.
When visiting a historic ski resort, why go skiing like any normal person would? Instead, we decided to go ice climbing.
Ice climbing is completely something different. I wasn't sure how I'm going to do.
Besides downhill skiing, what are some of the other winter activities you can do? I know that we did ice climbing. And then what are some of the other popular all-season activities that are available?
Sure. We're definitely number one at skiing, but there's so many other options. It's a great landscape, so there's tons of options. Anything going from dog sledding, ice climbing, which you've tried, but there's dune buggy, winter dune buggy, so there's completely something different there. Ice fishing, and since we have such a beautiful terrain, I mean, there's so many options. You could do fat biking as well. So it's good just as for passionate, hardcore skiers, as for winter lovers and travelers. There's something in it for everybody. And I think that's why people in Europe, as you were mentioning, America and elsewhere, Mexico, know us and love that destination because we offer so many angles, so many options.
Do you guys do cross-country skiing? I'm just joking. Of course you guys do.
Yeah, we do. We do. We have tons of great options around.
Yeah, Gordana!
Yeah, did it.
And then you got that village where you have great dining, shopping, indoor activities, and whatnot.
When you're feeling hungry after a busy day skiing or playing golf, La Forge Bistro Bar offers delicious burgers, poutine, truffle fries, tacos, steak entrees, and more. Another great option is Central Tapas, a nightclub, the perfect option for any special occasion or a fun night out. Inspired by traditional tapas restaurants in Spain, the menu offers a variety of classic flavors from Mexico and Argentina, and after 10 p.m., the nightclub opens with live DJs and a lively dance floor.
So pretty! Have you seen this? It's the affogato. It's the espresso martini going in. And that's the homemade ice cream on the bottom. Oh, that's beautiful.
we stayed in the Residence Inn by Marriott Mont Tremblant Manor Laval. This hotel is conveniently located in the heart of Tremblant Village. You can even ski right up to your hotel. I only made it like halfway, but you made it all the way to the top. So what's that feeling like, making it all the way to the top?
That, you know what, when I was about halfway, I was thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this? However, whatever I start, I need to complete. So I just did it.
It's the moral of life there.
It was amazing feeling when I was at the top.
Feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that you guys are also an all-season destination, and everybody knows Tremblant as a winter destination, which is fine. but you guys really have it going on when it comes to all season as well. So what are some of the things that you can do all season wise?
I love that question, because we often forget that summer is just as big in Tremblant. When we switch to summertime, it's all about major events. We have so many events. This summer in 2024, we're going to have as many as 185 shows, free shows outdoors in that pedestrian village. Everything is there. We have a beautiful lake, so water sports are right next to that beautiful village. The mountain is still there. You could hike. You could take the gondola up the summit. Biking, bike paths, mountain biking, road bike, just leisurely biking around. It's everything from that pedestrian village. And yeah, so lots of great things going on in the summer. It's actually just as big now. Season-wise, when it comes to people visiting, it's even summer and winter, which goes back to that philosophy of Joe Ryan, of Entroes, and all the companies that have been investing in creating that place. So it's mission accomplished.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure, is the zip lining, is that in Tremblant as well, or is that
zip
not?
Lining. You zip from the summit of that beautiful mountain. You take the gondola first, and then you zip from the summit all the way around the mountain and back to the pedestrian village at the bottom. And you have hiking sections between the lines. Beautiful scenery. You pick up great speed. You get to explore and see the mountain in a way you can do otherwise.
Hey, my friends, if you feel you're getting value, please give us a like or consider subscribing. If you want to dive deep into everything to do in Mont Tremblant, and the Laurentians, we put together a very thorough article on the Road Trip Ontario website. The link is in the description. One of the must-do activities in Mont Tremblant is the Scandinave Spa Mont Tremblant. If you're from Ontario like us, perhaps you've heard of the Scandinave Spa on Blue Mountain. However, this location is the group's first and largest spa, encompassing over 72,000 square feet. So, we've done these spas before. They have one at Blue Mountain. So we've done the spas before, and we're quite used to all the the shushing and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of that, which I get, because obviously they want to try to maintain, tranquility and all that kind of stuff. The way that works is it starts with hot, right? Mm-hmm. And then from hot, you need to do cold, right?
Yeah.
And then you relax,
yeah,
right? And then you kind of repeat that as you work your way through the entire spa. But one key part of it is you could actually go in the Devil's River itself. So that was the highlight. So right from the spa,
that's the last thing you'll be supposed to do.
Right. So you go down the stairs towards the river, and then there's a deck there, mm-hmm. and then you could literally see ice floating down the river, right? So what was that like? What were you thinking as you're walking down the stairs, going to the deck, and then all you see is cold water that you now need to go and go into the river itself?
It wasn't easy. I can say I was pretty scared to kind of dip in that freezing water. However, again, since I'm there, I just want to do it. And I did it. It was very cold before I dipped in the water. After that, I could have gone just walk around without clothes.
Yes.
I wasn't feeling cold at all
Yeah, it's
after
funny.
that.
It's funny how that works. Like all of a sudden,
But
now,
it was very exciting.
yeah, now you could just
Yeah.
enjoy it. But that was really the highlight of that place,
Yeah.
is actually physically going into cold water. Something we could say we did.
Another check on
Check.
the
Yeah,
bucket
so many
list.
things on this trip are just checks. Like, all of
Amazing,
it.
amazing.
Like many parts of Quebec, the Laurentians are well known for their outdoor activities. One unique way to experience the area's beauty is via Sentier des Cygnes, which lets you fully immerse yourself in nature as you stroll through the treetops on a raised wooden path. The nearly kilometer-long trail is designed to blend seamlessly with the environment, allowing visitors to enjoy the area without disrupting local wildlife or destroying the surrounding ecosystem. It is safe and barrier-free, making it accessible for people with wheelchairs, scooters, and families with strollers. The best views are found from atop the trail's 40-meter-high panoramic tower. The path up the tower circles around the exterior, offering a full 360-degree view of the area. In the center, a giant net allows the most adventurous visitors to be suspended 4 meters in the air. If you want an unforgettable experience during your trip to the Laurentians, we highly recommend booking an adventure through the family-owned Kanatha Aki Nature Center. The name Kanatha Aki comes from the Algonquin language, meaning guardian of the boundless earth. Love that.
So tell us about the history of this place.
The story, I'm from France. And at 33 years old, I want to change my life. And a businessman in France, I have 5 business, and I say, oh, it's not my real life. I prefer change my life. I happy because I learned to work, and so now it's time for learn to live.
Nice.
And I say, let's go. And I go to Canada in the forest. And after 3 years old, after 3 years here in the forest, I say, "Whoa, it's a paradise." For me, it's very changed my life, and the life with the animal, and my heart is wow, wonderful place. I say I must share with people that because it's a paradise for me.
What were you expecting going into the dog sledding? Like,
Okay.
I mean, we've seen it all the time, but like, what was that initial experience like for you?
First of all, I love dogs. They're beautiful. Huskies, actually, my mom's favorite dogs. I love huskies as well. And another thing on a bucket list. And it was so exciting.
I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I had a feeling it should be like a rush. It'd be similar to going down a hill on a sleigh. So there's going to be rush, wind in your hair, wind in your dreads, kind of thing. So I was expecting it to be a rush. What do you hope that everybody, when they come visit here and they leave, what do you hope they take away with them?
When the people is coming, he just open the eyes, open the ear, to see what is nature. We go to the forest and the very wild place, and the trust of the animal, the beaver place. You go to the river, the lake, the different the paysage. You see that you go to the trees of the maple syrup, and the pine. Is different view, you know.
That was such a rush.
Wow.
Like, that was craziness. Like, I can't tell you how much times, like, I almost got clotheslined by trees. And like, it was just nuts. There was some, like, really deep hills. It was just craziness.
I caught my phone
you
in
almost
the
dropped
air.
your phone. Brendan noticed that. Actually, you can see in the footage, the camera's going like this. It's actually crazy. But that's actually how crazy it was. Like it was a rush.
Dogs, speed that they were running and just going between trees in a beautiful nature. Amazing.
I think one of the highlights, of course, aside from the dog rushing, like the rush of the dogs and all that, but sometimes there was times where we pulled out onto the frozen lakes, right? And it wasn't really a rush, but you were just in a part of the backcountry that you probably wouldn't otherwise go, like, because it's deep in the bush, and you just probably wouldn't go there on your own. So everything is like pristine, like it's just so clean and like nice and
beautiful, and
nature
silence.
at its finest. It's silence, and the wind and the trees and like drifts of snow and just peacefulness, like those open areas. Like, I really enjoyed those moments. It wasn't like a rush, but it was just peace.
It was beautiful.
And people is coming is disconnection
with nature,
with the city, disconnection with the stress of life. You coming just to listen to the dogs walking in the snow, and it's a very silence nature, you know.
Perfect.
And you can observation. They have the attention with driving, because when you go to the sleigh, you can take the pictures and movie. And when you're driving the sleigh, you have action, you know. And the people is happy to see the action, the make the action.
After our dog sledding adventure, we enjoyed a lunch of fresh trout from the nearby lake, wrapped in tinfoil and cooked on an old stove. We had to separate the bones from the fish ourselves, and it was one of the best tasting trout I have ever had. Nothing fancy, nothing fishy. This was paired with bread that we could dip in a cheese fondue. Delicious.
Perfect. So you see already the skin is taken off. It's a good sign. It means that it's taken off.
Okay.
And then you see, you still have, you take off a little bit of skin. Be careful with the flesh. Oui, ok, je vais expliquer ça, je vais donner après.
Okay.
Okay, when it's done, you know there's a middle part?
Yeah.
So you take either your fork or your knife and you pull this side towards you.
Yeah,
And
there
this,
you
yeah,
go.
exactly.
That's what I think.
When it's done, you see how easy it is?
Yeah.
Exactly. So just be careful to not take off too much the bones at the same time.
Yeah. Trout has lots of bones. There we go.
You do this on both sides, and then you see, like in cartoons, when they take the whole bones, so you take by the tip of the...
And take it out, yeah.
Yeah, and just lift it up, and it's
Yeah.
gonna all
Yeah.
come off.
Yeah.
Well, Gordano's your girl. I'm gonna take some bones.
Every time we return to Quebec, we check items off our bucket list. In Trois-Rivières, we took our first helicopter ride over the Mauricie region. Watch that video in the top right. In Laval, we had our very first indoor skydiving adventure. Check out that video in the bottom right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.